If we don't have the LCBO, we won't have schools or healthcare in this province. Oh, the heavens. That's the false claim being put forward. Hi, I'm Brian Lilley, political columnist for the Toronto Sun. If you've been following the LCBO strike, and let's face it, who hasn't been, whether you drink or not, it's a fascinating story. And right now, you've got LCBO workers and a lot of their supporters, even people who should know better in the media, saying, if we don't have the LCBO, we're not going to get that $2.58 billion to help fund our healthcare and our education system. And oh, everything's going to be awful after that. Simply not true. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can take the word of Stats Canada. Stats Canada actually tracks, based on numbers provided by each province, how much every provincial liquor board or commission contributes to the provincial coffers based on liquor that they sell. And the simple fact of the matter is, Alberta, which is a completely private system, gives back more on a per capita basis than what we get in Ontario. Let me run through some of the numbers for you, okay? It's a bit complex, but we'll put them up on the screen and you can see that this claim just isn't true. In Alberta, in the last fiscal year, they returned $825,104,000 to provincial coffers. That was at a time when Alberta's population was 4.6 million people, meaning a return of $177.62. That sounds pretty good, right? Well, Ontario must do better. It's a much bigger operation. It's a much bigger liquor commission. Obviously, they're going to be doing better. Well, let me read you the Ontario numbers. That same year, the LCBO returned a net income from liquor alone of $2.47 billion and a population of 15.457 people. That works out to a return of $158.99 per capita. That's an almost $20 difference. Worked out to Ontario's population, it's about $287 million that we're missing out on if we had Alberta's return per capita. $287 million. Well, the LCBO actually returned $2.58 billion in the last fiscal year, not based just on liquor sales, but on other income as well. Even when you factor that in, it works out to less than what Alberta gets on a per capita basis, to the tune of about $160 million. This fallacy that without a government-run liquor store, we won't have money for healthcare and education is just that. It's a fallacy. Let's look at one more aspect of this. The $2.5 billion that the LCBO hands over, that works out to about 1.25% of the Ontario budget. 1.25%. Do you think that they could find that money elsewhere? Do you think they could find savings or new revenue sources? Could they just cut? I mean, most organizations can cut 1% of their budget without blinking an eye. So while it's significant, it's not make or break. And so this idea that we have to keep a prohibition era system in place where we won't have schools and hospitals, it's simply not true. We can have a debate about the future of the LCBO if you want. We can debate whether to keep it, whether to scrap it. But let's do that based on facts and not fear-mongering from a union. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Share this on social media. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.